What I remember of what Jack said and what he told me was that this volunteer fire department needs help, and this grant's available, but it has to come through the county judge's office. And so we need to authorize the judge to apply for the grant to get the money so they can proceed with the improvement plans up there.
We've got a lot of grants like this before.
Yeah.
This kind of routine.
Yeah, these are very helpful to financing the county.
Any more discussion?
Without grants, those volunteer fire departments can't hardly make it,
No.
fundraisers and stuff like that. It's a good thing.
Yeah, we'd have to be more county if we didn't get these grants. So grants are good.
All for the vote.
Mr. Blackburn?
Yes.
Mr. Flake?
Yes.
Mr. Graham?
Yes.
Mr. McNeely?
Yes.
Mr. Mills?
Yes.
Mr. Mumma?
Yes.
Mr. Reed?
Yes.
Mr. Ritchie?
Yes.
And Mr. Spofford.
Yes. Next on the agenda is item D, an ordinance transferring FEMA money.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Carroll, State of Arkansas, a supplemental ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance transferring FEMA monies received to Fund 42, Road and Bridge Disaster, line item 28, Building Materials and Supplies. Whereas Carroll County has received $50,266.39 in reimbursement from FEMA for storm cleanup. Now therefore being enacted by the Quorum Court of Carroll County, Arkansas, Section 1, the sum of $50,266.39 is hereby transferred to Fund 42, Road and Bridge Disaster.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Do we know what,
This
is this the whole schmear or is this part?
No, this is just a partial payment that we received that we need to get into the budget so we can spend it.
I've received 4 checks. As a matter of fact, I got another one yesterday. I think it was for $8,000, which we'll have to do next month. But it's been averaging about once a week. I get checks.
See, we've already spent most of the money. We've approved this money, so they're doing the projects. We're just putting this money back into the budget to cover what we're spending to do repairs that FEMA is helping us with.
We have applied, do we know what the total is that we've asked for?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think, what's the amount left outstanding? Cindy, you know?
That would come from the road.
I think there's about 700,000 that's still, over all the disasters, that is still owed to us. I think that's about the amount. But the road department has the records on that. Everything, to get the FEMA money, everything has to be documented from the beginning to the end. And so we've got lots of documentation on it. And I believe the outstanding total after this is about 700,000. I was thinking it was 750 before. So I think this will take us down to about 700,000 if we're still owed from FEMA.
To help Mr. Graham, all the monies that we receive from FEMA or whatever comes into the county, goes into the county general fund, and then we have to appropriate it out to the appropriate places that it needs to go. So that's really all the ordinance is put the money in the right place.
This Fund 42 is a fund we set up several years ago to handle our disaster funding from FEMA and Adam and to be able to help us keep track of that.
Yeah, it's separate from everything.
It's separate from our regular road budget and regular budgets.
Is FEMA still solvent? Enough to pay?
No.
They can't agree on what to give them now, but
The checks keep coming. So
we are getting some.
Send it to the bank right away.
As of yesterday, Boone County has yet to receive a dime. So we're lucky. We're getting what we are getting.
I would guess that's because DeVoe and the folks.
What's the difference?
Yeah, you're right, Dan.
I would venture, and I guess I would venture and actually predict that's because DeVoe and the folks down at the department have done such a good job of keeping track of it. I was down there the other day, and he had a stack of folders on his desk this deep, FEMA was coming in to review that paperwork, which in turn results in a reimbursement check. So good on the road department.
Well, if I could just say, back when all this started, back in, what was it, '07, when we had the first disaster and we had all the meetings with FEMA and Adam, I went with Sam and DeVoe to most of those meetings, and they explained what we had to do, and DeVoe's been very careful to do that. You have to document before you start. You keep track of everything you do, all the hours, all the in-kind work that we do, the money we spend, everything has to be documented for FEMA. And then we send in our report on what the damage is and what we put into it, and we get the reimbursement back eventually. And so far, we're still getting reimbursement, which is a good sign. And if Boone County isn't, I suspect it's that they're not doing their paperwork quite as well.
Also, where we was lucky was with Judge Barr, we were the first county out of 75 counties during the floods to declare.
Yeah.
We declared before anyone else. So. And that's the order it goes in.
And we've worked well with the FEMA and Adam people. I know Sam and DeVoe have an excellent relationship with them, and it works to our advantage in getting money. Vote.
Call vote.
Mr. Blackburn?
Yes.
Mr. Flake?
Yes.
Mr. Graham?
Yes.
Mr. McNeely?
Yes.
Mr. Mills?
Yes.
Mr. Mumma?
Yes.
Mr. Reed?
Yes.
Mr. Ritchie?
Yes.
Mr. Swafford?
Yes.
Thank you.
Is that a record? We've not had a roll vote all day.
Next on the agenda is JP comments.
I'll go first because I usually have a list. Not to disappoint, I do. There's 4 items. Very quickly, I went to the Arkansas Association of Counties, Association of Arkansas Counties meeting about recent acts that affect the county government last part of August, and I brought back this for, I don't think I've got quite enough copies for everybody, but it's a list of all the acts that were enacted during the session, and they are numerous. There's no explanation, it's just a listing of the acts. If something in there piques your interest, you can of course look it up online or give me a call and I'll
And they mailed them.
They did?
Yes.
Well, now you have 2 copies. Good. I don't recall getting one in my mailbox, but extra things I brought back. Speaking of county business, visits to our offices that we suspended in August because of a number of state meetings. We'll start those up again next month. On the 19th at 9 o'clock, we'll visit. So please write that down. We'll probably send out a couple of reminders for those JPs who can make it. We'll continue our visits to county officers, and we'll do it right here in this building, in the annex across the street. We'll visit the county clerk, the circuit clerk, 911.
Those are all in this bill.
This building, then we'll go across the street and we'll visit with the treasurer and the collector's office. Just have each one of those folks over there just kind of give us a little overview of what they do, and meet some of the people and understand just a little bit better how those functions work here in our county. That's on the 19th of October at 9 o'clock. We'll be here and we'll transition to across the street. I have a report from the budget committee. John Howerton, Jackie, myself, ably and expertly assisted by our county treasurer and our county clerk. We have met 3 times now. We have a couple more meetings to have. We've completed almost all of the reviews of individual office budgets. The 2 big ones left are the circuit clerk and the circuit judge's office. We'll meet with those folks face to face over the course of the next few weeks. Of course, the plan is to bring the Quorum Court at large consolidated product by our October meeting. That's our goal. And set aside some discussion at that meeting. If I guess we can have a special meeting. Present you with a consolidated budget and a budget submission proposal for Quorum Court to deliberate on and eventually vote on. I think one of the key features that you'll find in that budget proposal is something that our county clerk, Jamie Carroll, says something to think about, and we will presented to you as part of that submission is the idea or the practice that many counties in Arkansas have already adopted is that when they adopt their budget, they allow each of the county offices, whether it's the county clerks, the circuit clerks, or road department, to manage their overall pot of money in their own. In other words, we give them a pot of money at the beginning of the year, and they can transfer monies between categories, with the exception of personnel services, so that we don't, on any given Quorum Court meeting day, have 2 or 6 of these ordinances that we do today, where we're just transferring monies within the overall budget category, transferring monies from asphalt and paving to tires and lube, for instance, in the road department. If I'm correct on that.
Yes.
No, in this particular case, this is money out of carryover into those
Yeah.
funds, so
That
that
was-
these
yeah.
wouldn't apply.
No, this wouldn't apply. I'm saying
Yeah.
in a normal road department budget.
And, yeah, I
Out
agree.
of a budget category within the road department, where they have the means to transfer that by themselves without having the Quorum Court having passed.
Yes. Yeah, we didn't have any of those this month, which is unusual, because normally we do several, and they cost us money to.
We have to publish them.
Mhm.
It takes time. Quorum Court meetings.
What has to happen to make that happen?
It'll be part of our submission when we adopt the budget. That will be in,
We adopt different budgets.
it'll be part of it.
You'll have an ordinance, John, that will have all that in there after all the budgets have been approved.
And we'll have time to discuss it in more detail. This is just an update about how your budget committee is progressing. Process, we haven't gotten any poison letters from anybody, and everybody seems to think it's working pretty well. We hope to present you with that budget in October. The last point is, I had a couple of JPs mentioned to me before the meeting started that they noticed that there wasn't anything on the National Flood Insurance Program. I said I thought I'd give it a rest for a month, but not to disappoint. We will have a presentation next month. Have our OEM manager, Jason Morris, talk to us about how he envisions that working. And also along that line, I've talked to Diana Herrera, who you may remember spoke to us in June. We will have 2 public meetings at the plan right now, 26th and 27th of September. I've got the community room at Cornerstone Bank in Maryville and the community/training room at Cornerstone Bank in Eureka available. And that will not so much a presentation or quote-unquote a sales pitch. It's an opportunity for people who, on both sides of the issue, who have concerns, to ask the experts from FEMA some questions.
And that's the 26th and 27th.
7th of this month.
That's just 2 meetings on the same subject.
Yes.
How are we going to publicize that?
I will get some notices in this week.
What time?
Noonish time frame. I'm waiting to hear from the FEMA folks. They will be up here for floodplains managers conference for this region at the end of the Ozarks. So I'm just taking advantage of having them up here to once again let the public better inform themselves as to what this program is all about. That's the aim.
So this will be to allow the public to meet with the FEMA people and talk to them about what the program really is.
I don't envision a grand presentation by them, probably a few opening remarks, and then let the public ask questions about the program. That's the intent.
Lisa, you wasn't here for public comment, but we'll give you 30 seconds.
I have a real quick question, sir, for Mr. Newmaster. To allow the general public transparency on this FEMA presentation which you're addressing, it needs to be really held in the evening